What's up? What's up? Blakely Dunn here. I am now going to tell you about my next step and how I beat the binge. So, told you my story. I've told you the next step, which was recognizing that I had an issue. And then the next step was to stop restricting. And now, I don't know if this is a step. This isn't a step that I thought about. This is a step that just came naturally. So I'm hoping that if you embark on this journey as well, that it'll come naturally for you. But this was basically, okay, so as I stopped restricting, in other words, I was not eating what other people told me that they thought I should eat, which is typically meat. Lots of protein and vegetables and healthy carbs. So as I stopped following this meal, a particular meal plan and cutting out, everything people thought I should eat. And then when I did stop eating haphazardly and I started following a meal plan again, I still allowed myself whatever I wanted to eat. I still tried to, not restrict myself, but have, some caloric guidelines and some macronutrient guidelines. If you're a fixer, that means I followed my containers, but if I wanted a piece of cake that day, I ate it. Which I told in the first day, I think, was my story. So at this point, that's where I'm at. And as I'm starting to do that and I'm silencing the noise, meaning what other people have taught me. So in my brain, all these preconceived notions about what I should or shouldn't eat, even eating clean, I had, stopped listening to all that bullshit and started listening to what my body wanted. And as that happened, I started noticing there were things that I just didn't want to eat. One of which was chicken. Chicken was the first one. It was like, if it was fried, hell no, didn't want it. If it was a chicken breast or even any type of white meat, it was like, hell no. So the only chicken I could eat was chicken thighs for some reason. And even that started to look gross. I'm a vet tech and seeing veins and thinking of muscles and animals. I couldn't do it. So chicken was the first thing that stopped happening. And then I could eat sugary things, but within like certain situations, like really rich chocolate was no longer good for me. I didn't like it. Actual candy, I couldn't, you know what I mean? Not just sweets or cakes or things like that, but for real candy was out of the question. And then, the next thing that happened was pork. Any type of pork, actually, except for bacon. I could still probably eat bacon. Just being real, but yeah. And then it was beef. And then it was like, maybe my body's trying to tell me something and I need to try on a vegan lifestyle. I'm not going to jump into that yet. That'll be the next video. Well, will it? No, I think I want to make that a part of this video. So yeah, that's what happened. And then I watched, as I started to think about it and the idea hit my brain, I started to think about, when I was younger and how I didn't eat meat and why I didn't eat meat and, my family being vegetarian. And then they actually became vegetarian because of me, because when I was a baby and they started introducing me to solid foods, I refused to eat meat. I hated it. And then I actually was at work one night, and one of the doctors I work with wanted to watch Charlotte's Web. The updated new Charlotte's Web. And it was like an immediate jump back to my childhood. I can remember crying over Wilbur. If you haven't seen this, basically they wanted to kill Wilbur so he could be, bacon. And I can remember being so upset about that poor guy. I didn't want him to be bacon. And I remember just falling in love with animals in general. And It was literally the next day. I was driving to the gym that I work at, and there were pigs running around in my subdivision. 2 of them. I haven't seen them. I don't know what's happened to them now. But it was a bigger one and a smaller one, and there may have been a third. I can't remember. And I remember stopping and going, "Oh, little piggy," because I figured maybe these pigs are somebody's pets that are loose or something. No, I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know the fate of the pigs. But it was as if the universe was trying to say, yes, this is it. This is where you're supposed to go, Blakely. This is the avenue you need to, embark on. So I started trying on vegan. The first thing I did was, I just stopped eating the pork, chicken, and beef, and allowed myself some dairy. Actually, yeah, I think I was still eating Greek yogurt at that point, and fish, and eggs, and my whey protein Shakeology. So those were the animal products, and then I was trying on fake meat. I was doing tofu and these frozen black bean burgers you can get, and I tried tofurkey. No. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyways, and like the next day after that, I've run into a family of deer, and I can't explain to you. It was like a relief. It was as if I was no longer fighting against what I and the universe actually wanted from me. This is a personal decision. So with making this video for you, it's not like I'm trying to tell you that you need to be vegan. I'm not even vegan still. I still consider myself a flexitarian. I'll explain that more later as well. I'm not saying you need to be vegan to beat the binge. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to find your relief. If there's something that you've been doing that you have felt like was against your natural way of eating, which is like, for example, high protein, low carb. If you love carbs and all of a sudden you're not eating any, fuck that. Okay? Fuck it. What else I don't know. What else do they tell us? Paleo. Let's say paleo. Although I'm not anti-paleo. Let me just put that out there. I feel like that's a very, very healthy way of eating. It's not as restrictive as people think. But let's say that's it. That's another low carb, basically. I don't know. Whatever. Stop restricting and silence the noise in your head and from society, and let your body and heart speak to you about what you like and what you dislike. Keep a journal. Write it down. I don't mean a food journal, because right now you don't need to have a food journal. If on this journey, you don't need to be freaking journaling everything you eat. Even me running challenge groups and stuff, I just stopped posting my food. And they knew exactly what I was going through and understood. So I recommend, but journaling, I don't like chicken anymore. You know what I mean? Just keep something so that you can look back on it and to help figure out what it is that you like and dislike. So yeah, that's this step. Silence the noise and let your body speak to you about your likes and dislikes. These videos may end up being more than 5, because the next video, I have 2 more. Love you guys.